All right, everyone. My name is Anthony Edwards Jr., and I'm the co-founder and CEO of EatOkra. My other half and partner and wife is in the back here as well. And we've been celebrating Black-owned restaurants for about since 2016, where she planted that seed that we should build a platform together that helps people find and support Black-owned food and beverage brands nationally. And since that time, we've had about 1 million people download the platform to support over 25,000 restaurants nationally. And last year, we went global as well. So you can now find Black-owned restaurants on the platform in London and Toronto. We're also the recipients of a James Beard honoree in 2025, 5? Yeah, last year, 25. And then we're also App Store Developer Award winners as well. So kind of a rare situation we have going on, but I really appreciate you guys coming tonight and taking the time to kind of learn about a little bit about what we've been doing and to learn about Miss Anna Cobb, who's like crushing the game right now. But this is our second year doing the Legacy of Okra, and I want to start by saying thank you to the MoFad team. They've been excellent hosts and just great partners to do this event alongside. And this is a museum of food and history, food and drink and about history. And so they've actually collectively given us some work that we've been able to showcase around Black foodways. And so it's just been a real great opportunity to work with them. I want to thank my team. Thanks Shamika, Janique, and I guess my virtual team as well. I want to support them. So this year, last year was Legacy of Okra, and this year is kind of conversation how it's been carried forward and carried forward in everyday modern routines. So I've been looking forward to this conversation for a while. This woman I'm about to bring up is a plant scientist, an inventor, a beverage founder, and honestly one of the most interesting people I've talked to in a long time. She's won over $400,000 in pitch competitions and grants. It's got to be louder than that. Like, $400,000. Let's go. She recently launched Okra and the world's first sparkling water. Did y'all try it? Yes. All right. She's now in 11 Erewhon stores and closing another deal, putting her products in over 4,400 locations across the South. Maybe she'll drop a name or something or a brand today. Maybe. She's turned something our grandmothers knew about into a whole wellness brand. Her name is Anna Cobb, and I'm excited for y'all to meet her. Anna, would you please come up?
Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for coming.
Anna, for the people in the room just meeting you for the first time, who are you? Not the brand, not the business card. Who are you?
Yes, so my name is Anna Cobb. I am, he said not the brand, but I am the CEO and founder of Rejuvenation Beverage Company. I grew up in Washington, D.C. I'm 27 years old, and I absolutely love everything about plant science and formulation and beverage and just the art of food and drink. So, yeah, that's me.
Maybe you'll tell us about your love for insects, too.
Yes, so I went to Tuskegee University. I got a degree in plant science, and then when I left Tuskegee, I thought I wanted to go and get a degree in entomology, which I ended up going to Purdue, and that's where I found my love for insects. I worked in a mosquito lab and then ended up getting transitioned to a bed bug and roach lab, with
See, these are the stories y'all don't get, right?
Which I hated so much. And during that time, I actually begged my mom. I was like, please, I know I just got a full ride to Purdue, and that's a huge thing, but please let me come home. I cannot deal with these bed bugs and roaches. And she was like, okay, well, if you make this business take off, then you can come home. And so that's what I did. I made sure that this business took off so that I could get out of the bed bug and roach lab. But yeah.
If that ain't motivation, I don't know what that looks like. So at 20 years old, you had an allergic reaction to, energy supplement and ended up in a coma. I know there's more to that story than we usually hear. What happened during that time that really changed the direction of your life?
Yeah, so in 2017, I had a severe allergic reaction to a synthetic energy supplement. I was on life support and in a coma from it. I had just gone to GNC one day after working out and was just taking, like, it was a women's OxyShred. It's actually no longer on the market, and ended up coming home, and my tongue was swollen, my face was swollen. My mother was like, hey, like, I'm going to call 911, and then it was like a week of turmoil later that I came to, and during that time had so many different dreams and just, like, you know, interactions with God in that moment that really kind of changed the trajectory of my life in that instance. And I was like, okay, this is now my calling to create better, healthier for you alternatives, because stories like this are not shown to media and they're not, you know, really talked about much. But I went through it and I wanted to make a difference. So, yeah.
Wow. Wow. I didn't have nowhere near an experience like that, but do y'all remember Four Loko?
Ooh. That's
I
college.
think that was giving people crazy reaction, but nothing like what you went through. So, you know, so most people know okra as a food. Fried okra, gumbo stews. Do we have okra lovers in the audience? How do y'all like it? Fried? Like,
Fried, dyed, laid to the side.
any okra water drinkers? Just a little bit. Okay. But there's a much bigger history to the plant.
Yeah.
What did you uncover in your research that changed how you think about it?
Yeah, so, I mean, it is Black History Month, which we're so excited about. Woo! But as you all may know, okra traveled here through the braids and just the garments of enslaved Africans, and it's a power food. It's something that we held on to because we knew how much it meant. And I think just the fact that, like, we've been able to use okra and utilize it in so many different forms, and it's now it's water, it's gumbo, like you said, it's fried, it's all these different things, just shows the innovation that as a people we have had like forever. And I think that specifically for okra water, for sparkling okra water, the biggest thing for me was, like, using this as my reparations, basically. This is a way of bringing an ancestral product to a luxury market and being put in spaces that we are normally, you know, not allowed in, or we were normally not seen, you know, or deemed, you know, wellness enough to be a part of, that this is like our moment. And so that's why we wanted to even create this to be a luxury wellness product.
Yeah, much like our story, my wife and I, we named EatOkra because, you know, of its meaning, of its nod to our history. My family is from the South in Louisiana. My wife's family is from Sumter, South Carolina, Gullah Geechee community. Okay. And, you know, okra is cooked in our gumbos and stews. And so we like to play on that stickiness, you know, how okra and its slime is bringing together those ingredients and really bringing out that flavor, and just how we are doing that work to bring communities together, you know, through food. But there's more to that story, more to the innovation, Black innovation, and you're actually doing a campaign right now. Can you tell us a little bit more about Black innovation and how we've gotten the credit and not gotten the credit? Yeah,
so right now, if you do follow us on Instagram or any of our social media platforms at Drink Okra, you know, shameless plug. But
keep plugging.
Yes, but we are doing for Black History Month, my team and I, we really wanted to do we wanted to focus on Black innovation, not only just in the beverage space, but just in the wellness space altogether. So, like, last week we focused on Madeline M. Turner, who was the first Black woman, or the first person to bring the juice press to life. So what we know as orange juice press, or, you know, how we get juice pressed, was from a Black woman, but a lot of people don't know that. And you'll go into Whole Foods and you can get fresh orange juice and you can get all these things, and then you look up who owns the patents, and it's normally our white counterparts or whatever. But it's like this is the reality of Black innovation. And so we wanted to really highlight that in a way that made sense for us because we are a beverage company, but also in a way that just highlighted some of the some people that are normally not really spoke about. So yeah.
Amazing. Your grandmother raised you on homemade juices, vegan and vegetarian food. Is that where this all started?
Yeah, so I have two of my closest friends in the audience today, and we all went to high school. We all went to a high school that is predominantly Seventh-day Adventist, and I was raised Seventh-day Adventist, mostly on a vegan, vegetarian diet. And my grandmother is a huge, wellness person. She's just gotten back into being more of a vegetarian, but that's really where all this stems from. It's like what I was raised on, what I was taught, and for the religion I follow, for Seventh-day Adventists, a lot of our products were taken from. So if you've ever heard of Morningstar, or if you've ever heard of some of these vegan products, a lot of these originated from the Leviticus diet. If you know the Bible, not trying to push this on you, but yes, a lot of this originated from the Leviticus diet. And so I think because that was what was instilled in me from a young age, and my family lives to be 1,000,000 years old. Like my aunts always tell me all the time, they're like, Anna, you're gonna be here forever. Like we know you're gonna be here forever. And like my grandmother, she'll be 95 in April. Her mother passed at like 90, 97, 98. So, just like longevity is something that we have seen in my family. And I think I've always wanted to bring that to like the wider network, especially for Black and brown communities.
So when you went to Tuskegee, you started a catering business.
Yes.
Can you tell us, how did that come about?
So, yes. So my first company was Vegan Queen Cuisine. It was a vegan vegetarian catering company. My focus at the time, so like I said, my degree's in food science. Not food science, plant science, sorry. My degree's in plant science, but I wanted to focus on food desert. So Tuskegee University is located in a food desert. We have one Piggly Wiggly, a McDonald's, a Burger King, and a Dollar General, and that's it. And so a lot of people in the community, that's where they go to get their groceries. So if you've ever been to Dollar General, there's probably like no apples and oranges, none of those things. But they would rely on processed meats, macaroni in a box, all those things. And so we wanted to create something that was in the community that I had been brought up on, and just be able to provide a healthier alternative to what was being offered in the area. And so when I started Vegan Queen Cuisine, it was in my dorm room. I had a hot plate. I had what's those things called? That boil the water, like. Yeah, but like
the electric one.
Yes, I had an electric kettle in my dorm room, and then we also had just anything I could find from. Auburn is the school that's closest to us, so we would always go out there to buy groceries and things and come back. But yes, anything I could find, come back to my dorm room, make it up for the community. And it took off, but unfortunately COVID hit literally like 6 months later. But at the time, so many people were interested in what we were doing. We had all of my professors and like my lab assistants, they were all like, oh my gosh, like, can you keep this up? Can you keep this up? Of course, because it was COVID, we couldn't ship food through USPS, but we were selling juices. And so that's when we started Rejuvenation, which was our first energy drink. And it was Wyasa that was infused with fresh pressed juice, and Wyasa is an herb that we get out of Ecuador. It is way healthier for you than the traditional energy supplements that are on the market, but this was something that we infused in our fresh pressed juice. And China here actually was like one of the first people that would try it and was, like, hey, like you can sell this, and like really was telling me like, hey, you can sell this, you can sell this. And then we started actually shipping it. And within a month's time, we had like over 650 orders during COVID. and we're just shipping these juices in all types of bottles. Like, y'all, I was using like Deer Park plastic bottles with tape on the top. It was nothing that was professional at all. But over time, it was just, you know, selling from my car, selling at pop-up shops, doing all these things that allowed us to be where we are today and have a full-fledged holding group. So, yeah.
If there's one thing we're going to do is we're going to figure it out.
We're going to figure it out.
That's for sure. Guayasa is in Costa Rica. You learned about that.
Yes. Yeah, okay. So I studied in Costa Rica for a little while. I went to Earth University. I was there to help to learn about their agriculture practices and then bring them back to the U.S. Well, that was the goal. But while I was there, a lot of the farmers were actually chewing guayasa. And I was like, wow, like if they can chew it and they're like energized all day, they're like walking around with machetes, cutting down trees, all types of stuff. And I'm like, what is this that they're using? And that's when we were like, wow, you know, when I came back to the States, I was like, how can I infuse this in something that is a little bit more palatable, because a lot of people did not like the bitterness of it. And yeah, that's like kind of where it took off from, was going to Costa Rica and learning from them and then bringing it back. So yeah, thank you for that question, actually.
That's great. So you bring it back, you start a catering business, you make juices.
Yes.
And then you get to Tulsa. Like, how do we get to
Ooh,
Tulsa
Lord.
from
Okay.
there? And like, what was it like to leave home, make that decision? I have so many questions.
Yeah. So in between starting in Tulsa, there's like a couple other things. So we started in 2020. We were selling throughout the pandemic, and then fast forward 2023, I had done the Pharrell Williams pitch competition at Something in the Water. So he has this festival called Something in the Water, and Black Girl Ventures, they did a pitch competition. This was my first time ever pitching on a stage. I was like super nervous, but I said, you know what? I'm gonna get up and go. And my mom was like, no, you shouldn't go. Like, it's gonna be too many people there. And I was like, no, I'm gonna go. I remember I drove literally like the night before. We stayed in some like rinky-dink hotel. I got up at 5 a.m. and I was the sixth person in line. By 11 o'clock, when the pitch competition was supposed to start, the entire boardwalk was full. Like, they had over 1,000 people there lined up to pitch, because the grand prize was $10,000. You got to meet Pharrell, whatever. So I was like, okay, you know, I'm sixth
whatever, just Pharrell, whatever.
I'm sorry. So, yes, I was sixth in line, got up there, I pitched. Literally, I was the first person to get all three judges to give me a thumbs up. Again, first time I've ever pitched. I wrote this like on my notes, and I was like, hey, like, do y'all like, I was telling to my grandmother and my mom, and they were like, it sounds good, sure. So pitched, ended up coming in second place. And it's funny how God orders my steps, but the second judge was Felicia Hatcher, who is the CEO of Black Ambition, which is Pharrell Williams, like his nonprofit and his pitch competition or whatever. So then they were like, her team reached out. They were like, hey, like, we think you should apply for Black Ambition. I'm like, I am not ready for that. Like, I'm in no stores. You know, I'm just this little juice girl, just figuring it out. Like, I don't even know if I really want to do this. But they were like, no, you should apply. Went ahead, I applied, ended up getting into Black Ambition. We were semifinalists, then we became finalists, and then literally, like, between us becoming finalists and hearing back about, like, if we actually won, it was so many other programs that reached out that were like, hey, you should apply for our program. I ended up getting accepted into this program called Act House. It's in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and I know some people are like, why are you going to Oklahoma? But Tulsa, Oklahoma has all these different grants and funding opportunities for founders from George Kaiser Family Foundation. But either way, we ended up finding out from them that we had been accepted. It was $70,000, non-dilutive. All you had to do was move to Tulsa for 6 months. Again, I didn't even know where Tulsa was on the map. So I was like, sure, I'll go to Tulsa, fine. Ended up going to Tulsa a week later, finding out that we were selected for the grand prize for Pharrell Williams pitch competition. So the grand prize is $1 million, is anywhere from $30,000 to $1 million. Flew from Tulsa here to New York, pitched again, and found out we had won $100,000 from Pharrell. And so we got to shake hands, do the whole thing. It was great. But left there, went back to Tulsa, and in Tulsa was really where I grew as a founder. Like, Tulsa shaped me as a founder. And I tell people, like, when you're in this entrepreneurship journey, go somewhere where you can get really, really quiet and where you're really going to be stretched as a person. Because if you don't, you're never going to actually act in your full creative mindset. And so while I was in Tulsa, there was nothing there. I had no friends. I had no family. It was just me, God, and juice. And so I really was able to lock in and focus on what I wanted to do. And I had all these mentors and just the different programs out there that really helped me develop what we know today as Rejuvenation Beverage Company. And I'm thankful for that because of the fact that, I feel like if I had stayed at home, I easily would have been complacent and gotten comfortable and just, really would have just, stuck with what I was doing, just selling out of my car, still in this hustle mode. But when I got to Tulsa, I was able to feel a sense of peace and be able to settle in being this now CEO and figuring out what that actually looked like. So, yes.
So you're in Tulsa. What's been the real cost to building your business? Like, what are some of the highs or lows? What are some of the things that you've experienced as a CPG brand?
Yeah, so CPG is extremely expensive. I do not recommend it to anybody. If anyone comes up to me wanting to build a CPG brand, I'm like, please don't do it. Don't do it.
Are there founders in the audience?
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
I see y'all.
Restaurant owners, cafe owners.
Look, you got it.
Okay.
Keep holding on. But CPG is extremely expensive. For those that don't know, CPG is consumer packaged goods. So usually food, drink, beauty products, all the above. But some of the lowest points I actually experienced just last year in business, and we had just hit 5 years. And most people are like, you hit 5 years and everything is gonna be good. If you can withstand business for 5 years, you're fine. For us, on the other hand, I was like, I'm ready to give this up. I'm ready to file for, we couldn't file for bankruptcy, but I was like, I'm ready to file for anything at this point. Get rid of it. I don't want it anymore. But it was such a pivotal moment because I tell people, it's power in the pivot, hands down. If you can figure out a way to pivot your entire company and your entire business, or even for those that are not founders, your entire career path in an instant, to be able, because you actually feel like it's your heart's desire to do whatever it is that you've set out to do, that is going to be the moment that you realize, okay, yes, this down point is just a down point for now, but I can make it through. 2025, we lost so many accounts, no retail accounts, sales were low, we had to do layoffs. It was terrible. I ended up picking up another job at this hospital that was awful. But while I was working at that hospital and while I was at my lowest point was when Okra came to me, when I was like, oh, you know what? Let me tap back into my formulation science degree that I paid a lot of money for and, figure out what I can do next, because obviously these energy drinks are not selling. The energy drink market is super saturated. So that is when I was like, hey, there's not a single okra water product. And I searched high and low. I was calling people at 3 a.m. over in Dubai, hey, I see you got this okra product, but is it water or is it and they were like, oh, no, whatever. And I'm like, okay, cool. So I will be the first on the market. I did every data search possible to be able to say that. And then it wasn't until July of last year, I made a LinkedIn post, and please y'all use LinkedIn to your advantage. LinkedIn gonna save you. So like I know Instagram, we get caught up in Instagram and TikTok and all these like bigger platforms, but LinkedIn, I promise that is where you will find the money. But yes, I made a post on LinkedIn, super AI, like AI down. Photos was AI, like, I mean, the writing was mine, but the pictures were all AI, because I had nothing. I had like $15 to my name, and I was just like, I'm about to make this work no matter what. I sat down, made this LinkedIn post. In like a span of like 10 hours, we had over 120,000 impressions, over 5,000 likes, and I had like a swarm of DMs that were like, oh my goodness, let me help you bring this product to market. Let me help you bring this product. So then I'm like, oh, wait, like my AI product is selling. but that's when I was like, okay, you know what? Like it's all about God's timing. Like this, again, I was like, no, Anna, this is just your steps being reordered again. This is just now a new product. You just have to go for it. Called up everybody I knew. In the 5 years that I had been in business, I called up every single beverage person I knew of. Every retailer, every buyer, every assistant, everybody I could think of. And I was like, hey, I have this idea. I have this data. It means nothing really, but I have this many people that are interested and they're willing to put their money behind it. Can you help me bring this product to life? Immediately, I got a brand management company. I had, we did a Kickstarter, but it ended up failing. And then another friend of mine helped me do pre-orders. Like we literally were selling a product that did not exist. But within that like 1 month time of doing that, it reshaped the entirety of our business. We were able to do those hires again. We were able to reach out to those retailers, all those different things. And so then we were able to actually bring Okra to life.
Amazing.
Yes. But all this to say, the low points, like, yes, they might feel low. You know, I tell people trouble don't last always. I know we're probably all tired of hearing that because, yes. But joy does actually come in the morning. And I am a testament to it. Like, I've seen it happen over and over again. I've failed multiple times. Like, all the money that we raised, we also lost all of that money as well. And, yes, so I hope that answered your question. I'm sorry.
Yeah, 100%. Like, you answered a couple of my questions.
I'll get up here and preach real quick.
So, this can is beautiful.
Thank you.
It tastes great. My sparkling water I've been drinking at home or wherever does not taste this good.
Thank you.
Honestly, like this is fire. And I hope you guys are all toast with me. You all have
Yes.
cans underneath.
Oh,
your,
yes, my
chairs.
Oprah moment. You have a can under your seat. You get a can. You get a can.
You get a can. So we're all gonna open it together and taste at the end.
And we have eye masks as well because this is a beauty beverage. We want you to drink your skincare. So, yes.
So my next question is, why pineapple ginger is your first flavor?
So pineapple was actually our first flavor for Rejuve. Pineapple is also my favorite fruit, so I just can't get away from it. But there was, I will say that the pineapple, it just held the okra a lot more than any other fruit at the time that we were experimenting with. Like we tried lemon, we tried just like a plain okra water, but really making it sparkling and then adding that little bit of citrus really livened up the flavor a lot more. So
yeah, that okra really does amplify whatever.
Because you can smell the okra in this, definitely.
Okay. We're gonna take some questions here in a few minutes. So I have about 2 more questions, and then we'll take some questions from the audience as well. For someone in this room right now who has an idea they believe in, what would you tell them about actually going for it?
Go for it. Y'all use AI. It's free. Okay. Use it. Bring it to life as best as you can. But no, all jokes aside, for real, like if you really believe in it and you can have some type of data to back it up and like you know it's gonna work, do it. Like there's literally, you have friends, you have family, you have all these different ways that you can access people, even us in the room. Like if you have an idea right now and you just want to talk about it, like please just stand up and talk about it. And we will probably give you the best feedback possible. Like I tell people all the time, DM me. It's a safe space. I might not get back to you immediately, but I will get back to you. And when I do, I promise you it will be a safe space that I try to create to just listen to ideas. Like I talk to founders all day, every day, and we're all going through the same things. Like we're all struggling in some way. We're all like looking for the next best thing. We're all waiting for, we all see the Fawn Weavers and the Pinky Coles and all these people that we, idolize, but it's like they're also founders too. They're going through their same things. Yes, it might be $1 billion problem, but it's still a problem and it still keeps them up at night. So I'm here and I'll listen as much as you need.
In doing my research, watching a lot of videos and articles, I watched you say your goal is to be the health and wellness version of Coca-Cola. I say Pepsi.
Oh yeah.
You say Coca-Cola.
Yeah. It's gonna happen.
What does that actually look like?
So that's why we created. So when we stopped the energy drinks and we started Okra, a lot of our partners were like, "Hey, is Okra gonna be its own entity?" And I was just like, "No." Like, yes and no. I mean, we have a LLC for Okra, but it's owned by Rejuvenation Beverage Company as the holding group. And I just wanted to be in a position where I could just exit out a ton of different beverage companies, or a ton of different beverage brands under our main company. And then eventually, I do want to open our own co-packing facility to help out smaller beverage companies or formulation companies that want to hit like lower MOQs and all those things. So yeah, that's what I see my beverage empire becoming.
Yeah, love that.
So we can put Coca-Cola in the ground. No.
Brands, multiple brands underneath that
Multiple
umbrella.
brands and brands on top of brands.
Yeah. What's next for Okra? Where's this headed?
I know you gave that little like hint at the beginning. So we just launched into Erewhon, all 11 Erewhons. Yay!
Let's go.
And then we just secured all Sprouts in the U.S. So
what?
Yeah. So yes, we'll be covering the bottom half of the U.S. with Okra as much as possible, and it's going to be all 3 of our flavors. We have pomegranate coming out, which is available for pre-order right now, and then I'm only telling y'all this, but we do have mango coming out May 1st. But it is a Sprouts exclusive for 6 months, so I know y'all in New York. I'm sorry, but we will be actually launching into GoPuff. So if you use GoPuff or Thrive Market on DoorDash or Instacart, you will be able to find us probably like within the next month or so. We're still working out the kinks with them on like flavors, but you will always be able to get pineapple, pomegranate, and mango on our website, www.drinkokra.com.
All right, last question, and I'm coming to y'all, okay? Real simple. What does okra mean to you?
I kind of said it before, but okra is like I said, okra is my reparations. This is my way of entering into luxury spaces that the people that have come before me and the people that will come after me have usually been not accepted in. And so I just want to make this a luxury beauty product. Like, this is our first beauty beverage. And so my goal is to one day launch this in Sephora, which we've been in talks with.
Speak it into existence.
Yes, we will launch this into Sephora one day. But yeah, okra is my like, this is what y'all get.
Amazing. So this is the collaboration, the partnership we've always wanted.
I know, right?
And I am so happy to have you here today. Thank you so much.
Thank you. EatOkra has been supporting us when we were even just Rejuve. Like, when we started with Black Women in Food, that's when I first even started with EatOkra, and then we were going through our trademark battle. First people that came up was EatOkra. And so my attorney was like, do you know of them? I was like, do I? I could call them up right now. But yes, no, thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you for making the trip.
Thank you.
All right, questions. Anyone have a question?
So I didn't necessarily have entrepreneurs, but I tell everyone I am the princess to the throne of the king and queen of side jobs and side hustles. My mother and my father have had like every job possible. I've also had like my resume is like 17, 18 deep a year, but literally I just watched them work so hard, and I was like, oh, like I could do anything, because they've literally been able to do anything and act like it was nothing. And so I think that's where just like the tenacity came from, was just watching them just hustle so hard and be able to like make anything stretch. Yeah, no problem. Oh. Oh, okay, no problem.
So first off, definitely like shout out to you for
Thank
being
you.
so honest and transparent about your wins and lessons. So my name is Olu. I'm a founder of Nourishment Series here with my partner, also on a cafe in Jersey City, Co-Cafe, blah, blah. Just to get right into it, so like I keep up with a lot of like Black founders, CEOs, and there's a lot of like really interesting discussion around like scaling businesses to sell them,
Yeah.
to then transition into something like in the future, whether it's 10 years, 15 years from now. Are you building to keep this like as something that grows when you're not here anymore, or is it something like, hey, I just want to explore as much as I can within the CPG space and then potentially exit and scale something else up?
Yeah, no, for Okra, look, I'll sell this tomorrow. But no, well, all jokes aside, but I do really want to we want to end up exiting like all of our beverage brands. We want to keep the holding group, because we eventually want to turn that into a specific minority VC or venture firm that only focuses on minorities in CPG and the restaurant space. Yeah. So that's like my long-term exit plan. But for now, yes, every brand we create, we got like we got the next 10 okra flavors like already done, but then we also have the next 2 brands that we plan on releasing also done. So
my last
go ahead.
So we definitely want to interview you for sure. So
sure, yeah,
and
definitely.
Make that happen, like within this quarter or something like
yeah,
that.
thank you so much.
Doing great work.
Wait, what was y'all's Instagram or the?
Yeah, so the Instagram is Nourishment Series. We've been in operations for like a little over a year and a half. And we just kicked off our supper club like last week.
Congratulations. Cool. Okay. Make sure y'all go support.
Like two more questions, I guess. We have okay, and then in the back.
Hi everyone, I'm Jensine. Congrats on this chapter. You are so inspirational.
Thank you.
So I am in the beginning stages of my founder journey, literally ground zero, and I'm also exploring building a CPG beverage brand, more like focused on sorrow. And I noticed that there's a shift where a lot of businesses are pushing the need for building communities to kind of scale their brands.
Yes.
From someone that's starting from completely ground zero, like literally ground zero, I decided to do this in December. What are your tips, or what is your experience with navigating building community, being community first at the beginning stages?
Yeah, so join the accelerator programs, join the Slack channels, join the WhatsApp groups, all the different things. So Startup CPG is a huge one. They're like on like the mass scale for CPG founders. And then there's a group called Included. And Included, and I don't know if anyone's ever heard of Expo West. It's the biggest food and beverage conference in the US, but Included actually paid for our booth to go to Expo West this year. So we'll be in California in a couple weeks. But there are these CPG groups that are willing to support founders. We meet once a month. It's just a time for all of us to just talk about all of our problems. Startup CPG, like I said, it is on like a wider scale, but they do have meetings as well. Startup CPG is the reason why we even got Sprouts, because they set me up directly with the Sprouts buyer to have a meeting. So they flew me to the headquarters. I got to pitch. I got to show them everything. But it's because of my active involvement in those groups. Also joining any LinkedIn groups. There are a lot of Facebook groups I've noticed. If You sent me a message on LinkedIn, right? Okay, yeah. So I'll send you whatever I can find in terms of like the Facebook groups, but really trying to join those accelerator programs. A lot of them come with free money too, so that's never bad. But yes, if you can join any accelerator programs, any of like the Slack channels, those are really really advantageous for where you are right now. Of course.
We got one more. Yeah.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Shola Akanji. I'm a founder of Sin Studios. I did see the AI ad, and I did send you a DM.
Ooh.
Yes, you replied.
Oh, okay, good. Yep, I did.
You replied. You said, send me an email.
Oh.
And left me on red. But you're busy. I know why.
I knew it was gonna happen. See, I felt it.
She closing deals over here.
So, because I work in the CPG space, I do have my own company. Also, am contracted, more so consumer electronics. So I do go overseas to the factories and whatever. But specifically for food and beverage, what's next for Okra as you guys scale? I know you talked about the flavors you got coming out and the other arms that you guys kind of continue to build out. So for Okra specifically, is that storytelling, because it is like you guys are growing the brand? Is that storytelling? Is that how you guys show up in the retail space? Also,
Yeah.
I know online is a big push too.
Yes.
So you guys did get those placements in those stores. So I'm just curious, like when you're at this level, what is the next step? Is it storytelling because you are established, or is it more process?
Yeah, so twofold. One half is like changing our processes. So we have a co-packer right now, but their like max capacity is only 50,000 units a month. We're pushing like 30,000 units a month already. So it's like we now need to start looking for a larger co-packer. And that's when you start getting into like the Blooms and the Poppies of the world, but then you have to fight with those bigger brands because you're still technically smaller than them that are pushing like 1 million units a month, but then we're only hitting the 50,000. So it is on that side of like processes, and we just changed canning companies, thank God, because we've been going through it with these cans, but we are now able to get a higher quality can. So those are all things that matter as well. And then on the retail side, or our retail footprint, my goal for this year was to hit 1,000 doors. We're all with GoPuff, we'll be at like 9 something. So we're hoping to get another major retailer, hopefully by the end of this year. We're going to put in existence, hopefully Whole Foods by the end of this year. But yes, so on the retail side, and then like you said, with the storytelling and community building, really just growing our Instagram following, growing our TikTok. Customer reviews is where we thrive, but then we're also what keeps me up at night, because some customers, you know, everybody, look, it's for some people, not everybody. But so yeah, that would be kind of like to hit all 3 of the buckets that you created, like all of the things. And I will definitely send me another email, please.
You're already with that. You already got me with that. That's why I had to come tonight.
Okay.
She gonna see me.
Look,
I'm
gonna give you my assistant's email. You send him an email. No, I got you. Thank you.
Anybody else?
Yes, right here.
So, as a black woman in America, and I don't think I need to really elaborate anymore on that, what advice would you give to other black women in America who essentially want to be like you? I would say not trying to take anybody else's lane, but basically breaking out and making a lane for yourself, because you know we're gonna have those issues. We're gonna So, being in business as long as you have, what advice would you give to black women?
Yeah. So I think that was a great question, especially in the time that we're experiencing right now. I've always stayed true to who I am as a person, who I am as a founder. I've always led with my story. Whether you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. I think when you go into certain rooms that you might believe you're not supposed to be in, 9 times out of 10, you're supposed to be in those rooms. So I think it really comes down to us. Like, it comes down to stop having this internal battle with yourself that someone is always against you, because you'll never, you sometime, I think I've psyched myself out of opportunities because I'm like, oh, like, they're going to think I'm too young, or, oh, like, I'm too ethnic, my nails too long, da-da-da, like, whatever. But then I'll actually end up going into and sitting in these rooms and sitting at these tables that are quote unquote not for me, and those are the places that I'm most accepted in. And I think it really just comes down to being who you are as a person, and really just like leaning into that, being like, okay, this is the company I want to lead, this is the type of founder I want to be, this is the type of organization I want to create, and stay within that. As long as you always embody that, haters are going to hate. I have 6,000 emails that'll show you that, okay? But I promise you, for the other 30,000 emails that are like, we love everything you're doing, that is what keeps me going. And that's what I have to really lean into, is the positive and not really focus on the negative. Trump gonna be Trump till he die. So that's just what it is.
Thank you so much, Anna.
Of course, no problem.
We really appreciate your vulnerability today. You know, just go.
I did have one thing. So if you use the code MOFAD on our website and you did want to purchase, you will get 10% off. So make sure you all use MOFAD, just MOFAD, at checkout, so that you can get 10% off. And then pomegranate will be shipping March 1st. So yes, and please put in the description like Instagram handle or email any questions that you might have. Thank you so much for coming out tonight and showing support. Make sure you try your okra, and we have a ton of extra cans and facial stuff. So please take everything.
Thank you to the MoFad team.
Yes,
thank y'all for your hospitality.
MoFad. We love
y'all. Everyone have a great night. If I don't say hello to you, please come say hi to me. Please download Eat Okra.
Yes.
Eat Okra, the app, everywhere and in the store. Please find a Black-owned restaurant. Support them. It's Black History Month. And we'll be doing more of these conversations. So please follow us as we continue to celebrate and highlight another Black person doing their thing.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Anna.
And thank you. You doing it.